What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another sports rant. I am your host, Max Gallegos, and I have recovered from the Patriots' loss in the Super Bowl, and I will begin bringing you today my top 10 NFL coaching hires of this season. This season had a numerous amount of firings, which means there is a numerous amount of hirings that happen in the NFL. I've done a lot of research. I've spent all night looking at this, and so there's a lot of them. So here we go. Let's just jump right into it. And number 10, I have the Browns, Todd Monken. This is pretty obvious. The Browns are a mess. They can't get anything right. Um, the best coach on their staff, Jim Schwartz, the defensive coordinator, because they were actually good at defense this season, uh, actually quit, and he's now a hot commodity. They didn't hire him. They just kind of feel lost in this entire process. Todd Monken famously folded in the game against the didn't run the ball against the Chiefs. It's just a disaster. Number 9, Jeff Hafley. Mr. Hafley was hired by the Miami Dolphins. He's a defensive guy. They wanted to make a change off of Mike McDaniel. It really just kind of seems like a change of pace, but not a change in wins. He's not a very well-known guy. There wasn't a ton about him, except for he kind of looks like a military drill sergeant. And this is going to shock a bunch of people, but at number 8, I have Joe Brady. The Buffalo Bills hired Joe Brady after firing Sean McDermott because they had some sneaky suspicions about, well, oh wait, we didn't they didn't want to fire Sean McDermott at the end of the season until it's just weird. They have the Bills feel like a circus outside of Josh Allen, and promoting the OC of the coach you fired just feels like a stupid bad move to me. That's why I have it so low. Uh, I feel like this is just going to regress. There's a lot of the Keon Coleman situation. It's just bad all around. At number 7, I have Mike LeFleur of the he got hired to the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, he was a defensive coordinator for the Rams, and it wasn't necessarily that great anyway. He's an unknown, and I mean, it's the Cardinals. Who knows? At number 6, here we're gonna get juicy, juicy, juicy. Number 6, we have Kevin Stefanski. The reason I have Kevin Stefanski so low at number 6 compared to the rest of the guys on this list is because his record without Baker Mayfield is 16-26 as a head coach. That is really bad. And the Browns were great on defense, which was not his MO. Like I said, James Schwartz and Myles Garrett kind of help boost your head coaching things. I think he's severely overrated, and I think the Falcons are just heading for more and more mediocrity. And number 5, Mike McCarthy. The Steelers, this one's a weird one because they hired like this Pittsburgh guy, right? He's a very Pittsburghian Pittsburgh. He's as Pittsburgh as Pittsburgh. And I feel like it really he feels like an offensive version of Mike Tomlin. Not very good, not very bad. 9-ish wins. They'll be good. Like he had good teams in Dallas and in Green Bay where they won a lot of games. But he just kind of feels like, He kind of feels a little mid. It does not feel like a nuanced kind of, oh, this is the guy we wanted to hire. This is like the rest of their head coaching hires that they've done in their history. At number 5, I have another AFC North team, Jesse Minter, hired by the Baltimore Ravens. It feels of like I kind of like how Pittsburgh felt very Pittsburgh. This one feels very Baltimore. He's a good DC. He was came from the Chargers. Now he is going to be the head coach of the Ravens. Very much a Harbaugh without being a Harbaugh. Um, the Harbaugh uh, it kind of just felt like it was time for John Harbaugh to leave, and he feels like a very grassroots kind of replacement for him. And at number three, one of the most recent hires, not the guy I want for the position, but I think he's the right guy, Clint Kubiak. The Seattle Seahawks offensive coordinator is now the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. He made that abundantly clear in an interview at the Super Bowl. So I think he's going to work with Fernando Mendoza, with Ashton Jeanty, with Brock Bowers. I feel like it's going to be a bounce back year for the Black and Silver. I think they're actually going to find some actual offensive identity. They still need to fix the offensive line, but that's where I have them. I think this is the right step. That is a step in the right direction for this team. And then at number two, I have the Titans hiring Robert Saleh. I think Robert Saleh is a great hire just because I think it's just a much better landing spot for him in Nashville instead of New York. I feel like he got a lot of the weird Zach Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, weird drama that happened there in New York in his tenure. He also brought in a great offensive coordinator in former head coach Brian Daboll, who is I think, going to do very well with Cam Ward. Kind of fits that same kind of like Josh Allen kind of mindset. I think there's going to be big things in the Titans' future. I think they are probably one of the up and coming teams coming into the 2026 season. Big things, bright future, a lot of expectations for them on my part. And then at number one, obviously, is John Harbaugh to the New York Giants. The only reason he was fired from the Baltimore Ravens after 19 seasons was because it was just kind of over. They had both kind of run their course. They had won a Super Bowl, la-di-da-di. But he is one of the best coaches in football, period. And this is just an instant upgrade at every level. He is one of the best CEO head coaches that you can find. And it's just they will improve in their games, their culture, their identity. It's going to be a bright future for the New York Giants. Please let me know, where do you think I'm right? Where do you think I'm wrong? What do you think you should change in the comments below? Alrighty, the next piece of subject matter on the agenda is the UNM men's basketball season. With the NFL season over, usually my focus switches over from the NFL to now more college basketball, NBA, and I really wanted to take a deep dive into my New Mexico Lobos. They are actually having a pretty decent, impressive season. The Mountain West standings are as follows: 12-2 Utah State, 12-2 San Diego State, 10-4 New Mexico, 9-5 Nevada, 9-5 GCU, 8-6 UNLV, 7-7 Boise State, 6-6 Colorado State, 6-8 Fresno State, 4-10 Wyoming, 1-13 San Jose State, and 0-4 Air Force. They just came off a very, very impressive win over Grand Canyon on the road. Really, a really kind of impressive statement win. Jake Hall obviously is he's one of the most impressive freshmen I've seen currently, personally. Really just a sniper, especially at that age. You don't really see that in a lot of young players. I really also like the young core with Uriah Tenet. there's just a ton of guys on this team that is just they're so intriguing. And can they win the Mountain West though? That's really the big thing. And when I watched them against Utah State at home, it just kind of felt like a talent discrepancy, just kind of like an experience discrepancy, not necessarily a talent discrepancy, but I misspoke there, like more of an experience discrepancy for sure. Very young team we have. I really like the big Croatian guy. He's been phenomenal. Uh, but there were just some things that can they win the Mountain West? I really don't think so. Not at this time. I think there is a lot. I think they can make the tournament. I think they could win the Mountain West tournament for sure. Um, if the cards fall in their favor, there's just some things that they're young, and I think this win over Grand Canyon is very encouraging. They've got Air Force coming up, which is a joke, and I'm excited, really, really excited to see. I love these freshmen though. They are exactly kind of what like a New Mexico team feels like. Jake Hall just feels like a very um like just a very talented basketball player. And it just he's I think he's broken a few records. Gotta look it up. Give me one moment. Um Apologize for not being prepared. But yeah, this is the Jake Hall has set a Mountain West record for threes by a freshman, now with 78, eclipsing the previous record of 75 by San Jose State's Rashad Muhammad in 2013-2014. So that is pretty impressive stuff. Shout out to Jake Hall and shout out to Jake Hall lover. We appreciate you. Or Jake Hall worshiper, I think it is. Anyway, um, but yeah, he's scored has his eighth 20-point game this season, doubling the previous UNM freshman record by 4. So he's phenomenal. Phenomenal basketball player. Can't wait to see what he does more in the cherry and silver. And also, yeah. So can they win the Mountain West? I don't think so. I think they can still compete with Utah State. I think they can beat them. I just don't think it's there is just a kind of like a um experience discrepancy for sure. We're a very young team, but I really really like our young depth. We're great. We're on the right path for sure. And yeah, I also want to shout out Colton McKibben. I was reading Couch Potato Sports coverage. Shout out to Daniel Zuniga, friend of the program, um, friend of the show. You said sometimes comes on with me. He wrote I think it was him who wrote a great story on this 4-star New Mexico. Oh, excuse me. This was not by Daniel Zuniga. This was by Daniel. Oh no, this. Okay, no, it was by him. Oh, never mind. My fault. Editor, edit that out. So, Couch Potato Sports Coverage wrote a great article that I had the pleasure of reading on New Mexico's top prospect in football, Colton McKibben, who just received his 20th D1 offer from Carlsbad High School. Star linebacker Colton McKibben received his 20th offer today. These are the offers he's received: UNM, NMSU, UTEP, TCU, Michigan, Baylor, Oklahoma State, Washington, Auburn, Arizona, Arizona State, CU Boulder, which is his most recent one, Stanford, Iowa State, North Carolina, Wisconsin, Texas Tech, Nebraska, Oklahoma, and UCLA. What an incredible, like, Isn't it incredible that there is so many? And he's only a junior, so this is awesome news for the New Mexico community as a whole. I really hope he goes to UNM. Just saying, but it's awesome. It's awesome to see that New Mexico is starting to become more of a football um, place of where New Mexico products are coming from. And this kid seems like an absolute dog. I have not watched a ton of tape, but when you have 20 offers from legit schools like Michigan, Bill Belichick in there with North Carolina, um, that's impressive. It's impressive to see. Shout out to him and congrats to him. I really hope he chooses UNM, but you know what? Follow your dreams. You're going to school for free. Congrats to you, man. Appreciate it. And also, shout out to Daniel Zuniga, again, friend of the program, friend of the show, um, for covering New Mexico athletes as well as he does.